I'm Lucalla hanging out on the Kelly Alexander Show.
What's up, y'all? I'm Kelly Clarkson.
Hey, it's Steve McRae.
Hey, I'm Josh from the band Need to Breathe.
I'm Olivia Lunny.
We are so excited to welcome to the Kelly Alexander Show, Akon. Hi.
What up, Kels?
Hey, I'm Judy Gold.
And I'm hanging out with the Kelly Alexander Show.
This is Jordan, and I'm hanging out on the Kelly Alexander Show.
I'm Rob, and I'm hanging out on the Kelly Alexander Show.
I'm hanging out with the Kelly Alexander Show right now.
Jealous?
I am absolutely thrilled to welcome this amazing Canadian artist to the show. Juno nominated, rock star all around, pop star, that's for sure. Lucalla, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you so much for making time with us here on the Kelly Alexander Show. And right off the top, I have to ask you about, did music choose Lucalla or did Lucalla choose music?
I think music chose me for sure. I would love to it'd be nice to do something else that has like a very specific like structure. Like if you do ABCD, go to school, then you get to become this.
Yeah.
That would make my job so much more easier. But I don't know. I guess I am one of the blessed ones that I get to actually do what I love at the end of the day. I don't see a world where I'm doing anything other than this.
And how would you describe, or what would you describe as your first big break to get you where you are now?
Ooh. I think like my first big break was probably like coming to LA early on and just like performing at a showcase. That day, I feel like a lot of eyes laid on me, and my manager was actually somebody that was in the audience that found me that way.
That is so cool. And was it because I know you're in Los Angeles now, you've been there for a couple years, like living there. What what was the scene like for you in Toronto? Like, did you think, because like I think for many Canadians, Toronto is the music scene in the country, even though like being from Montreal, I'm biased. I think we have a great scene here also. But like, did you think you needed to leave Toronto to get where you're going?
Um, Unfortunately, yes, because I feel like Toronto has some of the best talent. Canada as a whole has some of the best talent in the world, some of the leading biggest superstars, but it's definitely very hard to break out of Canada, unfortunately. And I don't know why that is. Like I really feel like we're the tastemakers, therefore should not be that hard to break out of here. I think it's because it's a small country. Um, so I do think it definitely, for me, it was kind of important for me to kind of expand my wings a little bit because I'm making pop music. And though we have some of the biggest artists from Toronto, I feel like a lot of the producers and a lot of the writers, like when I was trying to like develop my sound and stuff, they did more so like R&B and rap, and it wasn't really my genre. So I feel like I kind of needed to expand my wings to find like some of my collaborators.
Talk to us about your songwriting, because is that what got you in the door in certain places first, or was it reverse?
Um, Somewhat. I think it was the mixture of hearing my voice and tone mixed with my storytelling. So I do think that it was kind of both together when someone would hear like kind of what I had to say, but then they would also hear how it was coming out of me. They're kind of like, whoa, like I haven't really heard a lot someone who sounded like that or a similar message in a while. So I do think it was a bit of both that helped me get to the other side.
And you have to tell us, because so many of us here obviously love you and we love Katy Perry and we know that you worked on her latest album. How did that come about?
Yeah, it was really cool getting to work with Katie. Um, I just remember being asked if I'd be open to like I usually only write like for like myself, but I remember being asked if I'd be down to do some stuff with Katie, and that was just like a really cool opportunity. Not everyone gets to be in the room with one of their idols. And again, growing up, being a kid, like when I think of like pop star, I think of the Katy Perry. So to be again able to be in the same room as her, the same studio as her, was really like life changing. And it was like a pinch me moment to be like, whoa, like things are actually really happening. Things are actually moving forward, and sometimes you don't realize it when you're in it. You're like back to back and you don't celebrate the wins, and just being in her presence was everything to me. And manifesting, y'all get to hear the song one day. So
And because you've done the Katy Perry thing, have more people now reached out to you to do like their stuff, like other artists?
yeah, I think like that's always gonna be a thing. People are gonna like reach out. I think people have reached out for like a long time because I think I write pop from a very like a different point of view or from my own point of view. But I definitely have to really be a fan of someone to take time away from like my own project. And again, Katie, I'm a super fan. So that was a no-brainer. I was just shocked that I'm even being talked about in a room when it comes to someone who is like the pop queen to me.
You mentioned obviously Katy being the pop queen. Is there who else in that category do you look up to and has inspired you as an artist vocally and just from the pop music they create?
Yeah, Rihanna, Sia, like I when I think of like when I think of like the best of the best, you know, Rihanna has such a rich tone, and I love that she's been able to do so many genres of music, but it still sounds very authentic. In her voice, Sia, ridiculous tone, but on top of that, her songwriting is just it's disgusting in the best way possible. Her songwriting abilities are just unreal, and to match with the kind of voice she has, obviously Beyonce, Adele. You know, Beyonce is like the performer of performers. So to see like that bar, you're like, whoa. I don't know if I could ever dance. I mean, I could never dance as well as her, but it gives you this bar of like, hey, like this is someone to look at to put on the best show you can and your possibility. Adele, the voice, the writing is just like unreal. There's so many other people, but I definitely think like those women for me have helped shape who I am.
Is there a song in the last like 6 months to a year that's on Top 40 radio that you wish you had written?
Ooh, that's a good question. I don't know exactly everything that's on top radio right now, but currently I heard that song Messy by Lola Young. I'm
Yeah.
too messy and I'm too clean. That's a really good song. That hook is gorgeous and I love her storytelling. So we'll give it to that one.
So Pretty Girl Era, I have to ask you about it because obviously it's huge, it's massive. It's a huge hit here in your home country of Canada. Did you know when you were writing and recording it, it was going to be big? Did you have an inkling it was going to go?
Not really. I think I was just having fun. I was very green. Actually, I didn't live in LA yet. I was just visiting for the summer and working a lot. And I just like felt really good about myself because I had been like going to the gym, drinking my water, like things with my career felt like they were starting to move. And I was like, guys, like, I feel like this is like my pretty girl season, like my pretty era, like this is where I'm at. So I just had a lot of fun writing that song, and I never would have guessed that it would have taken on the way it did. I literally just teased the chorus for fun because I was like, this is like, I was like, I felt really pretty one day when I was in New York, and then I teased like the chorus, and I did not expect the world to react the way they did to it. So, yeah, it feels good when like you had a good day at the studio and you were feeling you really believed what you were writing in, and when it translates to the world, like that felt really good.
Explain to us your relationship with social media, particularly TikTok. Like, what does TikTok mean to you?
I love TikTok, and TikTok is a big reason why one, I even communicate directly with my fans and my supporters. Um, but it also is a big reason why a lot of people even know who I am because it just pushed out my music to people globally around the world. Like it's interesting to me when I went to Jamaica earlier this year for a wedding, and right when I got off the plane, if I can tell you the amount of people that recognized me, that confused me because I was like, is my music playing in Jamaica? Like it just threw me off a little bit. But I should have known because in Jamaica they love Celine Dion. They love
Yeah.
Celine and they love a ballad. So my ballad was playing a lot there. So and that was literally off of people watching me on TikTok. And that translated to other places in the world, in Poland. I'm playing lottery a lot and all this stuff. And I don't think a lot of that stuff would have happened without TikTok. TikTok gave me the visibility that I really needed.
Your follow-up singles to Pretty Girl Era, like who, they're all doing well, like Hotter Now. I told you off air that Who's Gonna is my jam.
Yeah.
Criminal, Cry Baby is the new one. Um, do you like how does it feel to know like it almost like you drop one, it's like boom, it just blows up. Like, do you feel like you have the magic touch right now, you and your team?
I don't know if I have the magic touch. Like, it's really hard being an artist because, like, just because something worked yesterday does not mean it's going to work tomorrow. So I literally never know what's going to move for me. But I do try to be very authentic with the songs I write. And then I'm willing to die by that sword. If people love it, thank God. If they don't, it's okay because I love it and I made it and it's very genuine to me. Like, my newest song, I wrote that 3 years ago. And that song feels like the most me ever. So I'm just genuinely so happy that it's finally out, and it's always I'm always grateful when I put something out and I don't know how the crowd's gonna react, but then when I see them reacting to it and I get people's personal messages through my DMs, telling me how a song of mine changed their life, like it always throws me off because a lot of times I'm writing these songs about myself, not realizing that like somebody else needed to hear that this was their Pretty Girl era. Somebody else just got out of a breakup and they literally feel like my ex wanted me to be down, but I'm hotter now. Or someone else wants to like laugh at their ex, being like, you're a crybaby. Or I'm helping someone move on, realizing it's okay. You don't have to hate your ex. You can still have nothing but love for them. So I don't know. Music is so much more impactful than I realized. And I'm just grateful that people are listening and giving me a chance. They want to hear my voice.
When you are writing, Lou, like what's your process? Do you write lyrics? Do you write to a piano? Like does it each song change like your process, or do you have like a kind of plan of action?
Yeah, a lot changes. Like it depends on the season. I used to write a certain way and then I flip it over. But I'm somebody who does lyrics and melodies at the same time. I just need them to match. Like sometimes sometimes I might watch a show or I might see like a meme on TV that says something, like a specific line, and I'm like, oh, what if I wrote a song like kind of in that topic? So sometimes I might have a line that I go in with, so then I automatically start freestyling with that in mind. But a lot of times it just depends how I'm feeling on that day. And I don't know why. I guess that a lot of times I'm just really sassy.
We love sassy. Where were you and how did it feel the first time you heard your song on the radio? And which song was it? Like, was it Pretty Girl Era? Like, what was the first song you heard of yours on air?
Oh, okay. So I guess technically the first song I would have heard on the radio would be the very first song I ever dropped, called Don't Count Me Out. That was the very first time I heard it on the radio, but I think it originally started playing like in Ottawa. Uh it started playing somewhere else, so I could only watch it like here on online radio. But that was still like a really nice moment. But I think like that really big moment was when I dropped Pretty Girl Era. I had just moved away right after, like just right after it, to America. So I hadn't like heard it yet. Um and okay, wait, sorry, I'm going all over the place. Okay, 2 moments. I moved to America, and funny enough, I was on the way back from Costco with my cousin. We had just moved to my new apartment, and she's like helping me move in. And I have all this toilet paper, all this stuff on me, and we're in an Uber, and Lottery started playing on the radio. And then the next time I went back home to Canada, everyone kept telling me, so this was in LA, but then the next time I went back, everyone kept being like, yo, your song does not stop playing. I don't think you understand. And I didn't really get what they meant. And then I landed and got in an Uber and Pretty Girl Era started playing. And then it didn't matter what Uber I was in or where I was walking. I was like, oh my gosh, song actually just plays nonstop. So I guess I have a lot of different stories depending on the song. But this summer when I was in town, it was really cool because literally in one day, Who's Gonna played, Hotter Now played, and then at a restaurant, Lottery played. And I was like, whoa, in the same exact day. So I was like, this is kind of insane.
That's awesome. Congratulations, Lou. That's got to just feel amazing.
Thank you. Sorry, that was a very long-winded answer.
That's all good. Talk to us about what it feels like to be from Canada, the love you're getting from your Canadian fans. Like, I know you live in the States now, but it must be extra special when you come home.
It means a lot. Like, I don't know. I don't think no matter where you go, of course, we all know the LAs and New York. So, like, no matter where you go, you still want the home love. You still want to go home and be like, oh, people actually care about what you're doing. And I don't know, it means the world to me anytime I'm home. So the other day I got to open for Cyndi Lauper and I got to perform at the Scotiabank Arena. So to be in this venue with over 15,000 people in the room, and I had a 30-minute set and I had no covers and they knew most of the songs, like that was actually like, I think that was like a insane moment in my brain that I was like, whoa, like they know my music. As a kid, my goal was always to like be able to write songs. Like when I would hear songs on the school bus, I'd like scream them back to the radio. So I was like, I hope one day I get to write songs that kids and parents and people just driving around, they're screaming back and like that's their favorite song. So the fact that I got to do that, um, that meant a lot. I don't know. It's special. Getting the home love, I think there's nothing, no better feeling than that.
Can you talk to us a little bit about getting the gig to open for Cyndi Lauper? Because I know I was able to speak to Rev here in Montreal because she was able to open for her here, and obviously she said it was just such a wonderful experience. But what was it like to how did you get the call? How did it happen? What was it like meeting Cyndi?
Yeah, no, I remember getting the call and being asked if I would be down to do that. And I was like, are you guys crazy? Like, this is even a question. Like, I absolutely would love to do it. Like, that's like, yes, like Cindy is such a iconic artist. And I don't know, sometimes I feel like I'm like a younger version of her. Like she's someone I want to follow like in their path. The fact that she can give us girls just want to have fun, but also give us time after time, and then also give us like a true colors. Like she is such a what is the word? She's given us so many different versions of herself, and all of them have been very great, and the artists that I follow after are the ones that are not one notes, the ones that are able to take us through a journey with them. So getting the call, being asked if I wanted to do that, that was a absolutely yes. I was like, I would do it for $0. Like that's how badly I wanted to do it. And then to find out that she was a fan of mine. It's so funny because Rev actually told me, she's like, oh my gosh, she like loved you and she's such a fan of you. But like sometimes people say that so you don't know if they actually like mean it. And then I actually met her and then she said it to me. And then I remember I had sound check. And then at one point I turned back and she came out to watch my sound check. Like that was actually really insane. Like someone else who was just like, she's someone that I think is just iconic to everybody. And the fact that she cared about my art and she's so encouraging and then invited me to come out with her in Detroit to actually do time after time with her. That was insane. That was insane. I will never forget it.
I'm so proud of you. Congratulations. That's just such a
Thank you.
amazing. What an amazing experience. I do have to ask you because we were talking about Rev and Montreal. Have you had a chance to come to Montreal yet? And will we get you here for a show at some point?
I have not done like an actual show, but I did do a TV show. Actually, I think was it earlier this year? I did En Direct de l'Univers.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know if you know the show, but that was really cool. And I guess on the show they kind of bring out there'll be a secret guest and they do fill out like a questionnaire, like what's your favorite song in the morning? What's this, what's that? And I guess I was her favorite song in the morning. So I got to like surprise her and perform Hotter Now. So I'm definitely excited to do a lot more and hopefully some festivals in Quebec very soon. I love Montreal. It's a beautiful city. Please don't bring me there during the winter though.
Have you had a chance to go out here at all? Like if you have it in the summer and like go to a club or go to an amazing restaurant, that's what we live and die by. So
I've gone to like the good dining. I don't know if I've really gone out. And if I did, I mean, I did when I was really young, but I have not gone out like as like myself like now. So that would definitely be something nice to do like next.
amazing. I do have to ask you too, because you mentioned obviously performing for your hometown crowd at Scotiabank. Is your goal arena shows at some point soon?
1,000%. I don't think I'm there yet, but the goal is definitely to make it to the point where I get to do arena shows. Like, and maybe let's just start by opening for someone. The stage is my favorite place to be. I literally write these songs with the intention of how is it going to feel like in a show when I'm actually performing it. So God willing, one day I get to have my own headlining tour. But till then, like again, somebody please take me. Let me open for you. Hello, Katie. Let me open for you.
let's put that in the universe, right? Because she's coming to Canada soon.
She
So
is. So I am manifesting.
that's amazing. I just have a couple quick questions before you go. I like to call it Fast Facts with Lou Calla. So if you could switch places with an artist or a producer for one day, just to experience what their life is like, who would it be and why?
Ooh. This should not be that long for me to answer. I want to say I'll Sabrina Carpenter. She's having just an amazing year, and I love the music that she's been putting out this year. Please, 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 Taste, where I was like obsessed with. So I think like, and she just did her first like big arena like headlining tour and all that kind of stuff. So I think she'd be a great person to like, I want to live in those lenses for a day.
Which artist, like from when you were a kid, do you maybe hope to meet one day? Like I know we talked about Katy Perry, but is there like someone that is still in your wheelhouse that you'd love to like sit down and have dinner with?
Rihanna. I
That's
don't
fair.
even have to think. Hey girl, bad gal Riri, I'm here.
What's your screensaver? Can you tell us?
It's me.
Okay. That's
People
perfect.
always like when they hold on to my phone, they're like, "Is this you?" I'm like, "Yes." Who else is it supposed to be? It's my phone. I didn't realize how crazy that was until someone mentioned that. Like they didn't see that before. I was like, "Oh, okay, yeah, it's me."
If you could be on a group text with like any girl group or boy band, like who would that be? Which group?
Ooh, that's a really good question. Let's do the Spice Girls.
Solid.
Let's go back and do the Spice Girls. Like I want to know all the trigger, all the inside secrets.
Oh, that's amazing. I love that. And do you have a favorite board game?
No, Monopoly, maybe, maybe Monopoly. It is the talk of the town nowadays. But
It's true. And I know you've been doing Lou Christmas over the last couple days. I know there's still some more to go. For your fans that are watching and listening, what is the absolute favorite thing for you at Christmas?
my favorite thing at Christmas is honestly it's just getting together with my family. It's having dinner with my family, and just like being grateful. Like I don't know, not everyone is lucky to spend it with their family. So I do think it's anything I get to do with my family and having dinner together, as well as spoiling the kids because I have a bunch of like nieces and nephews and friends. Like some of my best friends have like little babies. So to me, like Christmas is for the kids. Like I don't really need anything. But seeing the smile on their faces, that makes me really happy.
Message for your Montreal fans.
I love y'all so much. Je promets, je vais venir vous voir bientôt. And I just can't wait to headline a show in Montreal. I have to come. I have to come. Montreal's one of my top cities, I think on like every platform. So I have to make it over. And I'm just grateful to all the Montreal fans that are listening to my music.
Lou, we love you. Thank you so much for doing this, and we cannot wait for you to come see us here in Montreal.
Thank you.
That is Lou Calla. Don't forget to check out her website, igobylou.com, to grab all of her social media handles.
Hey, it's Kelly Alexander, and thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Kelly Alexander Show, so you are the first in line for all the cool content coming your way.